just was talking to the mayor because we just had budget earlier today. And I told him that I was coming to this. He's currently doing media availability. You know, we can organize another time with him as well. But I said to him, you know, in writing and in the media, you have said that because one of the 192 conditions from the Ontario Land Tribunal ruling included the city not having to grant easements to a developer, you have said we as a city will not be granting those easements. Then the city solicitor followed up with another statement saying that because we have that right, it is in the 192 conditions, the city will not be granting easements. So granting easements, so you know, this is technical language really, is allowing access to city-owned property that enables development. So, and I've said this at other town halls, all of the pipes underneath city roads, all of the access sidewalks that the city owns, we don't have to allow any developer to dig them up, to use them, to cross over our land, to dig up our pipes, to renew our pipes, to change our infrastructure at all, given what the OLT put in its ruling with the 192 conditions. So that continues to be the case. The mayor has said it, the city solicitor has said it, the OLT said it was the city's right. Development would be extremely difficult for any developer anywhere in the city if they were not granted city easements. So that is one thing. The other is that the city and the statements by the mayor, well, it was from the mayor and me and the city solicitor, was that we will encourage the NCC to do their part and not approve watershed, water basically flowing from city lands onto federal lands and through federal lands out to the Ottawa River. So we would be encouraging the NCC to not allow that because that is another one of the 192 conditions that the OLT laid out. And then the third condition is the Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority also would have to approve this development. So city easements, NCC approval, Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority approval. So there are three considerable hurdles, but there are others. And as Barbara mentioned, the number one challenge that any development would ever have on this land is stormwater. Where would the water go? And that's the question. The Beaver Pond itself is at great capacity. We've had flooding, and we have Urbandale, which owns the land north of the Beaver Pond, which are considered KNL 7 and 8, those two parcels of land that are around the two little elementary schools, Kanata Highlands and St. Isabel's, that have been sitting there stranded for a long time. The intention was to have houses around both of those schools. They haven't been able to figure out the stormwater. It's not a simple solution because of the fact that the golf course was to be the stormwater solution, and most of it is rock. So the water runoff is significant. So, you know, there are hurdles in many different directions, no matter which way you look for a developer. But as I said, I think that Minto, and we don't have confirmation that Minto owns it or that it's fully been sold. That is nothing we have confirmed for sure yet. But if it is Minto, if it is Ridgecraft, my message to the Minto reps who reached out to me was to work with the three leaders of this community and whatever that looks like, and let me know how that goes.